So,
hello everyone, I've got a different voice now.
Yeah, changed voice. We're changing around commentary positions and screwing with Taylor's notes, which is not particularly helpful. Anyway, this is the final race of the day, and my goodness, what an important race it is as well. Here at Fuji, 10 laps separate Porsche Coanda or Team Vitality from a place in the World Cup final. And at the moment, Team Vitality certainly are favourites. They're lined up 3 on the inside there, mostly ahead of their Porsche Coanda rivals as well. There is going to be some real aggression down in towards turn 1, which could make or break your tournament. Let's see what happens as the lights go on here at Fuji and we get ready for race 6 of day 3. Josh Rogers with that pole position, looking to lead his team as he so often does into this tournament. He sees the green flag and we are racing, but look at the teammates on the inside. Yuri Toman gets a push from Marto Cincic and now they're trying to follow through. 3 wide, they're surely going to make it here as they go in towards turn 1. It's a big dive down the inside from Dominic Plyer, who goes straight into the side with 5 wide through turn 1, 5 wide, and out the other side it looks like Team Vitality are going to be 1 and 2 here. 4 wide in the background meantime as Charlie Collins tries to take a place. Charlie Collins is gone and one of the Porsche Coanda drivers crucially spins off to the side of the circuit.
This is already going out of favour for Porsche. They're going to, oh my goodness, have to do a lot more work from here on in. That was absolutely disastrous. Charlie Collins dropping to the back. He's not going to be of any use from here to the end. And wow, elbows out already on lap 1. We knew it was going to get aggressive, but maybe not like that.
The only hope they've got is that Vitality somehow will get some sort of penalty for it, but I'm not sure where that's going to come from. Side by side for Jordan Caruso in the meantime. Tobias Pfeffer's making his way past, and this is rubbing salt into the wound right now for the Australian. He's fighting over 9th place. There's only a point involved in this, and he's going to spin as well. Oh, he just saves it, but he loses another place. Jordan Caruso's down to 11th. Charlie Collins is 12th. This is catastrophic for Porsche Coanda.
Yeah, at this rate, I mean, they're going out. Rogers at the front. He is the man who needs to deliver right now. He is on the back of the Vitality duo heading onto the main straight. He needs to make this happen for his team. They're relying on him right now. Dane Warren down there in 7th. And then the other 2 teammates, plumb last, 11th and 12th. So Rogers is the man. We know he can do it. Heading towards turn 1, it's not going to be on this lap. I was also interested that he started on the left-hand side, so it wasn't ideal.
Sorry, Yoyoski went off there. He was on the grass, he was all over the place, and Erhan Yoyoski goes wide. That will be 1 place for Dane Warren. Comes almost straight back into the side of Daniel Pastor in the Williams Sim Racing Mercedes. Yoyoski gets himself back into 9th, so there's a few points lost for Vitality, but they will be okay with this, given they're 1 and 2 at the moment, and they'd be outscoring Porsche Coanda as it stands, that's for sure. Team Vitality would be in the World Cup final tomorrow if things stay as they are.
Yeah, I was just noting that Josh Rogers got pole position, but he started on the left-hand side, so he didn't really gain control of the inside line, which is so crucial here at Fuji. So yeah, both Vitality drivers able to kind of push each other towards the inside and pretty much get control of this race in the early stages.
And what they needed was another one of their team members out there as well. But yeah, you're right, on the outside line, if you get pole here at Fuji, which is not ideal, it is the racing line, but it does allow someone down your inside, and that's what Marcel Cincic and Yuri Toman were both able to capitalise on. As they run, Porsche Coanda are a massive 55 points behind Team Vitality. That's after lap 1, so Erhan Yoyoski's off-track moment there isn't counted, I don't think, but even so, 55 points is absolutely massive.
Yeah, I think this is going to have to be more than just Rogers going for the race lead. He's almost going to have to disrupt them completely and back them up into the pack so that his teammates can have some sort of chance of gaining more points. It's not going to be enough for him just to win this race.
It will be an absolutely seismic shock if Porsche Coanda were eliminated at this stage of the competition, but at the moment that's what it's looking like. If they were to drop out here, they would finish 4th, which would be better than 2024, but it's nowhere near their 2023 success, which is now feeling like an awfully long time ago in the team's championship. That was at Gamers 8, of course, in 2023. All 4 of them, well, not all 4 of them, sorry, Jordan Caruso wasn't involved, it was Charlie Collins, but Warren and Rogers very much a part of that team. And as I say, that memory will feel a long time ago. Let's have a look at the start again here. This is Charlie Collins' spin.
Yeah, oh my goodness, yeah, there's 4 abreast into the left-hander of turn 3. That is never going to work. And unfortunately, he was ahead, but just got tagged on the rear quarter panel. That was enough to send him spinning right down to the back of the pack, where he can't really help his team out anymore.
This is Jordan Caruso's spin. That's side-to-side contact with one of the Williams, and I wonder whether... No, that's not what the penalty's come through, actually. Mercedes-AMG's got a 5-second penalty, and 5 penalty points as well. That's quite severe. That's for turn 1 at lap 1. I think it was he who dived down the inside, maybe at turn 1, actually, not Blighter as I thought at the time. But 5 seconds would drop Mercedes down to 11th as things stand. It would help 2 Porsche Coanders and 2 Vitalities, so it won't really make much of a difference. Dane Warren making places would make more of a difference. And look at that, Blighter doesn't want to let it happen here. They're racing for pride at the moment, Williams Sim Racing, and that's outside line then. For Dane Warren in towards turn 1. Too late on the brakes there from Blighter, and the Australian is not able to get past.
Yeah, it was a good defence, move to the left-hand side, sorry, the right-hand side, cover the inside, and make sure your opponent goes to the left. And he just made sure he didn't outbrake himself, forced Warren the long way round, and it was just a textbook defence pretty much there.
Let's have a look at this again. I think that's Mercedes, isn't it, down there? Look at that. That is a dive bomb and a half. 5 wide they were through turn 1, but you know, it's the Charlie Collins spin that has really done it for them. I mean, Rogers being in 3rd is not an unsalvageable situation. They can still get Rogers to win from here, maybe, although it is difficult. The real problem, I feel, is, you know, Charlie Collins spinning round down to 12, and from what I can see, just misjudged the fact there were 3 on his inside, and he maybe thought he was clear. I'm not sure.
It's always a difficult situation when you've got multiple cars side by side. I think side by side with 2 cars is kind of okay. You can judge the other car. It's only 1 car to think about. But when it's 3 or let alone 4, that's when things get really difficult. But yeah, Collins dropping down the order, of course, he's going to lose lots of points, but by him dropping down, all the other teams are going to gain a lot of points as well. So it's pretty much a double whammy. You could say a triple whammy, because he's not up there to back up his teammate. We've seen time and time again, it's really difficult for a driver in 3rd to attack when the guys in the first 2 positions are in the same team.
It certainly is. That even applies here at Fuji, where there is less slipstreaming, and that does matter less, but still matters, as you can see. 1 and 2 Vitality, Toman and Chinchik ahead of Josh Rogers. Mercedes-AMG is continuing his run out at the moment, and looks like Bly maybe slowing everybody else up. Maybe whether it's on purpose or not, I'm not sure. Big slide for Warren now. Oh, he just about saves it. And here comes Timo Kazimon on the outside. Another place for Vitality. They're securing their place in the World Cup final right now as the pre-race favourites. Porsche Coander fall through the field. Here's Tobias Pfeffer down the inside now. He bumps and barges Dane Warren out of the way through turn 6, and he's got through as well.
Now we've got Yayovsky on the back of him as well. This could be a disastrous lap, already losing 2 positions. It could be 3 as they head down towards the hairpin of turn 10. Dane Warren actually going defensive, forcing Yayovsky the long way around. He's going to have to settle in behind, but that is not good news at all. He kind of was aggressive, it didn't pay off, and instead of going forward, he's gone backwards.
Yayovsky there backing out of the side-by-side with Dane Warren. His instructions will have been, do not get a penalty for goodness sake. He is in 9th place, and Vitality are in a good position now with 3 in the top half. Although they've only done the first half of the race. There's Yuri Toman, who's winning again, or leading again anyway, as things stand. He's had a wonderful time here at the Esports World Cup in 2025. Took 2 victories just yesterday, or the day before rather. On day 2, he is. Was that day 1 2 days ago? I don't even know.
Yeah.
It was day 1. He was excellent that day, and for a driver who doesn't win a lot, he's winning quite a lot in this World Cup. Here comes Chinchik though, and there goes Rogers. Rogers down the inside of Chinchik there. He had a look. He's doing what he can, and as you said, he's got to get in there. He's got to slow everybody else down because his teammates need to make a lot of overtakes too.
Yeah, this is a really difficult situation for Rogers. At least he's going for it. He looks quick, he looks fast, he gave it a good go there. He's still got 5 laps to try to get this job done, and I'm really looking forward to seeing if he can get this done, because if there is someone who can do it, it's Josh Rogers.
Absolutely it is. He's the man you'd want up there at the front of the field, and at the moment he's challenging Chinchik, but he's not quite past him. He's got to start doing it soon as well, because don't forget, all those things take time. You've got to make the passes, and then you've got to do the slowing down and the battling. They are not far away. I suppose, which is the advantage. Charlie Collins actually is not too far away from the back end of the field as well, so he doesn't need too much slowing down, but then he's got to leave his teammates some time to make overtakes too, which, as I say, takes time as well. Through the final sector, Chinchik all over the place a little bit here. Whether Rogers going to stab it down the inside here, and he does. Into the final corner, he's got to do it in unusual places now as well. And Toman now has got a choice to make. Oh, and a block from Rogers. Chinchik's going to get the toe, and he's going to get straight back through again.
Yeah, really difficult scenario there for Rogers. He was trying to force his opponent wide, couldn't quite settle in behind, and as soon as the two Aston Martins are in a line together, the slipstream effect is going to be not favouring him. So he drops back down. Is he going to be able to overtake into turn one? Not on the way in. Goes very deep. He's going to have to rotate the car to get a good exit. The Aston Martin just forces him out, really muscles him wide, and I think the Vitality driver is going to do just enough here.
And what he's done is secured Yuri Toman a race victory by the looks of things, and he's backing Josh Rogers into BS+COMPETITION. Again, that might help Porsche because the BS+COMPETITION driven Williams has actually got a 5-second time penalty, and Charlie Collins is even quite close to 5 seconds behind him now, so that could put BS+COMPETITION last. But this is allowing Toman to win, but that's not a disaster if they can shove Vitality down the field by quite some distance. They need all of their drivers in front of all the other Vitalities though, and therein lies the problem. Here comes Rogers again, outside line coming down into the hairpin of turn 10, and he brakes later this time. He's still alongside in time for 11. There's contact between the two of them. All it was always going to be. Chinchik holds on, and Rogers still can't find his way past here. Yeah,
this is really good defence from Chinchik. He knows it doesn't really matter too much if he just can back up Rogers and let Toman win this one. So he's just defending. He doesn't really need to finish right behind him. He can just afford to lose the time and just back him up into the pack and just really assure that 25 points for the win.
Yeah, now Dane Warren and John Caruso have got to start making their moves as well, and Caruso has. Stabs it down the inside of Yayovsky in towards the final turn. Now Chinchik doesn't have a teammate to get the toe off. It could be a bit more difficult, but here comes BS+COMPETITION in the background. He's got to make sure he doesn't get boxed in here, Rogers. Oh, there's contact. Oh, he's nearly in the fence down the front straight here. He just about gets away with it. BS+COMPETITION very nearly having a huge effect on this championship, and he might still do. Down the inside he goes. Chinchik hangs back, and he goes through on both of them. Rogers is struggling now. Chinchik's going to be in the clear, and Porsche Coanda are in massive trouble. Vasilis BS+COMPETITION making his mark on this race. Side-to-side contact. He's going to be off here. Josh Rogers, there's going to be a crash surely. Whoa, there is. BS+COMPETITION goes around. Rogers is down in fourth. That surely is that for Porsche Coanda in the World Cup 2025.
This is desperation from Porsche and Williams, and we saw this in previous races. They're just fighting each other far too much, with Toman and Chinchik just controlling the race in a calm fashion. They're doing all they need to do, and it's a lot of desperation for the other two teams. They know that this is the last chance. This is the final race of this lower bracket, and let's remind the viewers that the top team will go through. The bottom two will not. They'll both be leaving the competition.
I also remind you that Porsche Coanda were the #1 seed coming into this week. They got a bye through day one because they did so well alongside Team Redline and Virtus.pro. Look at them there. I was down on the stage actually after the end of the last race, and I just thought that is a dejected team at the moment. A team who expected to be back at the hotel by now. And look at this, Charlie Collins there does get through on Daniel Pastor, but that was quite close to disaster as well. They are all gaining places here, and they are getting those Porsches further towards the front. Josh Rogers is going to finish fourth, but with Vitalik getting a 1 and 2 and the podium places locked out, it's almost impossible for Porsche Coanda to do this. And Daniel Pastor doesn't go down the inside. That's and off in the front there. That was Dane Warren going wide just in front of his teammate Jordan Caruso.
Yeah, the gloves are off now in this race. I think all they can really try and secure is 5th rather than 6th. And of course there is a prize difference for 5th and 6th. This is Josh Rogers and BS+COMPETITION ending in BS+COMPETITION spinning around through turn 4, and yeah, just a really awkward moment between the three of them, and he's sent spinning towards the back of the pack.
Well, it looks like Williams Sim Racing are going to be, well, they're quite close. They're getting quite relatively close to Porsche Coanda, so maybe they will be able to get 4th in the end. But anyway, we'll clean that up a little bit later on this afternoon. The big story is that Porsche Coanda could be out on day 3 of the Esports World Cup. An absolutely stratospheric shock, I would say, here on Rennsport. The favourites coming in just about, going to be knocked out before they even reach the final, get the chance to race for those $200,000 for the race of the event winners. There, down the inside goes Charlie Collins. He's rather done all he can since that move down to the back end of the field on lap 1. He is going to draft past Kijowski, I think, 7th, 8th and 9th, those Porsche runners. They're in a line, but not scoring many points.
Yeah, I was saying after his spin on the first lap there, you wouldn't really be much help, but he's actually gained a couple of positions, to be fair to him. So to drag yourself back into a race when you're off the back of the pack by 5-6 seconds, it's a demoralising position to be in. But he's done a good job here. As Kijowski tries to fight back, I think his teammate Dane Warren ahead is just going to have to give him some slipstream here as they go side by side in towards turn 3. We've seen what can happen through here if you get it all wrong. Are they going to give each other enough space? Looks like they are, and eventually it resolves in the favour of Kijowski.
It certainly does, and this is the final lap of the race. So Porsche Coanda now requiring a miracle. As down the inside there goes Daniel Pastor, has a little bit of a look as well on the inside at turn number 6. But Team Vitality have done a very good job in this lower bracket here this afternoon. Yuri Toman's been on fire this week, we've already spoken about him, but them as a whole, the team as a whole, they've finally got it together. Erhan Kijowski scoring 45 points in the first 2 races is absolutely massive since he scored pretty poorly a day or 2 ago. He stepped it up, and so have the rest of the Vitality team, and they are going to be in the Esports World Cup final as a result. Yuri Toman comes out of the final corner, and Team Vitality are going to be in the Esports World Cup final. He looks around at his teammates who are still racing, but they will surely know soon that they are in the final. Look at the celebration from Toman up on the top right of your screen. Team Vitality are the final team in the Esports World Cup final here for Rennsport, and the #1 seeds coming into this event, Porsche Coanda Esports Racing Team, are out of the Esports World Cup.
Yeah, that is a huge shock to see Porsche eliminated. Vitality, I'm really looking forward to see what they can do tomorrow. They look really strong here.
Look at the contrast of emotions. Elation for Vitality, absolute despair and agony for Porsche Coanda. They cannot believe